Well, hi, Barbara.
Well, hi, Linda. So nice to meet you every week.
Yeah. Particularly over a good game.
Yeah. Yeah, we are going to play a game again.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's really important to talk about why we're playing so many games.
Well, I think games are just fabulous in math, and mainly because it gives kids a chance to learn mathematics in a way that they can participate in the building of the understanding.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And that's so important for kids to be able to do, to participate in their own learning.
Uh-huh.
And this is...
Yeah. I also think that it's interesting and fun to play a game.
Oh, yeah.
And then here's another thing that I've noticed. There are so many examples. There are so many things that they have to do, so much mathematics that they had to do. If you put it on a worksheet, it would take 5 worksheets.
Yeah.
So they get a lot of mathematics and they get a lot of practice in a game. So I think that's a very good reason to play games. Yeah, I think it's very, very important, and very important for teachers to explain to parents what's so important about games.
Yeah.
So they should be playing them at home. So here we've got the Fraction Tracks game board, but there are some fractions missing.
Yes, I noticed that. It looks pretty incomplete here.
Yeah, so we have to put in some of the fractions. And
I also noticed that every line or track has a different denominator. So 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 8s, and 10s.
Yeah. And so, and they all start with 0 of that fraction. Okay.
All right. So
now, well, I see something is missing over here. We have 2/3, but we don't have 1/3. I wonder how we could figure out where 1/3 should be.
Well, a 4th definitely won't help us.
5ths won't help.
Well, you know, it's got to be in here somewhere. So what else on the board has...
Well, here it is. Here's something that's right in the middle, 2/6.
2/6. Okay.
So 2/6. Now we should have a straight edge. Why don't we use this straight edge?
Okay. And shall I put a dot there?
Yeah. So we're going to go right up there, and we're going to put 1/3.
Okay.
Make a big dot. Yeah. And that's going to be 1/3. Yeah. Now we have 1/4, but we don't have 2/4. Where would that be? Be right under.
Right under 1/2.
Yeah.
Let's see. Right. Would you say that's about right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to write not 1/2, but
2
2 out of the
4
4.
parts. Because we have to do it because that's the 4th. Right?
So can I assume then that's 3 out of 4 equal parts?
Because this is going to be 4/4,
Yes.
right? 1.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And I think that tells it all, right? I think that people will understand what to do after that, right?
Because they're dots that don't have numbers, but they're also spaces that need dots and numbers.
See, here's going to be a problem. From 0/8 to 2/8. How are we going to know that? We're going to really have to have a...
Eyeball that.
Or we could use a ruler.
Yeah.
And find out how long this is and put that right in the middle. But people will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Are you ready to play?
I'm ready to play. What color do you want?
I kind of like the pink.
Okay, you got it.
It's really bright.
Okay, so
Okay.
we're going to put these on the...
One on each.
Yeah, okay. We're going to put them on top of the zeros.
So let's,
And I guess you people should use smaller things than this as your markers. Okay, so let's go. Now what we have to do is we have to pick a card. I got 3/8.
3/8. Right.
So let's move, and we're not going to compete with each other, right?
Okay.
We're just going to play.
So are we actually going to move 3/8, counting 1/8, 2/8 to 3/8?
Yeah.
So I'm going to move this down to 3/8.
Right.
Okay.
And our object of this game is to get all of these over to 1.
Okay.
And when they all are over to 1,
Then the game is over.
the game's over.
Okay.
And you can't go over 1. You have to get exactly onto 1.
Woo.
And, well, let's play the next one.
Okay. What's the next fraction?
5,
5,
6.
6.
So 5, 6. We could just go 5, 6.
Yes, we can. 3,
Or
4,
we
5.
could do that, or we could play it a different way. Like we could go a half.
So which half are you going to take? Are you going to take this half, 2/4 half, 3/6 half,
Or 5/10 half.
or 5/10 half?
Wow. Well, let's just do a half.
Okay.
So that's 3, 6. And we have 5, 6.
Which means we have what left over to move? Because we have to move all of the fractions.
Yeah, 2/6.
2, 6. So I'm going to go from 0 to 1 to 2, 6. Okay?
Now,
Well, that's a lot of possibilities when you start thinking about breaking it up.
whoa. Now, 3/4. Well, we could go all the way to 3/4.
All the way to 3/4.
Or, what else?
Well, I could do another half and a 4th.
I mean, 5/10 is like a half.
Yeah.
And then you could do a 4th.
And then I could do a 4th.
Okay, why don't you do that? So you're going to do a 4th,
Here's the 4th.
and there's a half, which is
and
5/10.
Here's a half, which
Yeah,
is
5/10.
so that makes 3/4 altogether.
Okay. So we have this game that we've played, and here's something that you can do in a classroom. We now pick 7/8,
Okay.
and our teacher has said that before we make this move, we have to plan out at least 3 moves we could make.
Oh, okay.
So, we're going to write down some addition. Because we can't, 7/8, it would be great if we could just do 7/8, but we can't, right? Because we're
Actually,
already
we
at
can't.
3/8.
No, we can't.
Okay. So, what else could we do? Let's
Well-
see. Well, a half is 4/8.
So if I add 4/8 to the 3/8 we already have, I can think about 1, 2, 3, 4 eighths, and that's where I'm going to end up at 7/8.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. Because I want to, well, we could do that. 4/8, and then how are we going to get the other 3/8?
That would be really hard to do. There's not but 1/8 left. I don't think we should do the half on eighths. I think we need to do the half on something
Could we
else.
do the half on a half?
Sure.
So we could do a half.
Okay, so shall I write a half up
Yeah.
here? So we're
So we're
going to
gonna-
add 1/2 plus,
Okay, so let's do the one half.
here's the half.
That's 4/8, right?
Yeah.
But we can see that it's 4/8, really. Just go right down and we see it's 4/8.
Right here. The same distance.
Yeah, and it's right down below a half.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
Now
can do,
we have 3/8 left.
yeah, so we can just add 3/8 onto that.
Okay.
3/8 and 3 more eighths.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, so we could do it lots of different ways of having that. Yeah, okay. So 1/2 plus 3/8 we could have done. All right, so now let's think about what else we could have done.
Okay.
We could do. So let's put these back, because where was this?
3/8.
3/8? And this was it here.
Half.
So what else could we do?
Let's see. So, that's 7/8.
Yeah.
Well, I know by looking here that from 1/4 to a whole
Uh-huh.
is 6/8.
Whoa. How do you know that?
Because here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from here to the end of 1. 2
From
eighths
2/8 to,
to 8/8 is 6/8.
oh, whoa.
So I could move 1/4 to 1 like this, and I only have to move again 1/8.
Well, wait a second. 1/4, you moved 1/4 to 1?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with 6/8?
Well, isn't that the same as 6/8? 1/4 to 1?
Well, how is that? We go, let's see, 1/4 to 2/4. How many eighths is that?
2.
2/8. 2/4 to 3/4, that's
That makes 4.
4/8. Oh, 3/4 to
8/8 is 2 more,
Uh-huh.
which makes 2, 4, 6.
So we have 6/8
Right.
and 1 more eighth.
One more
Right?
eighth.
Makes 7/8. So you moved 3/4 plus 1/8 equals 7/8. Phew. Let's do one more.
Okay. Here's one back to the original. Now, we need another one.
Well, let's see. Could we do something like some number of sixths?
Well, 3/6 equal 1/2. Does that help?
Well, 4/8. That's the same as 4/8.
That's the same as 4/8, right?
So could we do 3/6?
Okay, so if I'm going to move this 3/6, that's 1, 2, 3, and we end up here on 5/6.
Okay,
So
we
that's
have
3/6.
3/6 plus
So what do we have left to move?
3/8, right? But I don't want to move 3/8.
Okay.
I know that 1/4 is 2/8.
So if we move this 4th, 1/4,
Yep.
I've done 2/8.
Yep.
Okay.
So 1/4, 3/6 plus 1/4 plus
And we have to move this 1/8.
1/8.
Right.
Great. Okay, so we did what the teacher asked. 3 different ways we could have done this.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So I think we have to think of all the mathematics that we did here. We did adding. We did things about equivalent fractions,
Subtracting.
subtracting.
Yeah.
How did we do subtracting?
Well, when I thought about the 3/4 being 6/8,
Mhm.
I knew it was already on 2/8. So I actually thought about 8/8 minus 2/8, which is how I thought about the 6/8.
Oh, wow. Oh, there's also the thing that if you use up 6/8 and we want 7/8, 6/8 and what more makes 7/8, or there it's a subtraction, 7/8 minus 6/8,
Yeah.
or 7/8 minus 3/4.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of different kinds of thinking. And what's interesting here is that sometimes you had to explain what you were doing to me. Sometimes you probably had something in mind that I never would have had in my mind. And sometimes you might know more than I know. And it's okay.
Yeah.
that we could be on different levels because we can use this. If you know equivalent fractions and I don't, I can always be using this to know what the equivalent
Fractions are.
Yeah. So we're learning concepts as we do this game. Okay.
Very
Thank you
good.
very
I
much.
enjoyed that.
I did too.